In a bold political maneuver, Alberta Premier Danielle Smith has positioned herself at the forefront of Canada's energy debate, challenging Prime Minister Mark Carney's infrastructure vision. At a recent First Ministers' meeting, Smith highlighted the Pathways Alliance, a $16.5 billion initiative designed to reduce emissions in Alberta's oil sands through carbon capture and storage, CCS, with future integration of nuclear or hydropower. This ambitious plan aims to not only mitigate the environmental impact of oil sands extraction but also transform Alberta's energy landscape in alignment with Canada's climate goals. Smith proposed enhancing market access via a pipeline to British Columbia's coast, suggesting that this could generate revenue to fund decarbonization efforts. By framing Alberta's resource exports as a means to finance Canada's clean energy transition, Smith has turned traditional narratives on their head, illustrating how fossil fuel revenues can support environmental objectives. This strategic positioning showcases her as a forward-thinking leader who recognizes the complexities of balancing economic needs with ecological responsibilities. Prime Minister Carney, known for his environmental advocacy, had introduced a plan to streamline federal assessments for major projects, targeting a 2-year approval timeline and creating a major projects office. However, Smith's proposal underscores a critical point. Without leveraging current oil and gas revenues, funding the nation's green initiatives could be challenging. Her argument resonates with Carney's objectives, presenting a tangible project that could advance both economic and environmental agendas. Carney's response was cautious. While he acknowledged the potential of decarbonized barrels, he refrained from fully endorsing the pipeline, raising questions about the federal government's commitment to facilitating such projects. Critics argue that his hesitance may stem from a complex political landscape, where support for fossil fuel projects faces opposition from environmental activists and certain provinces. This balancing act between environmental commitments and economic pragmatism is under scrutiny, especially as Carney seeks to reduce Canada's reliance on U.S. exports while strengthening domestic infrastructure. Opposition leader Pierre Poilievre criticized Carney's approach, advocating for a more aggressive timeline for energy projects. He proposed a one-and-done approval process to reduce project approval times to 6 months, highlighting the urgency for swift action to bolster Canada's energy independence. His plan includes establishing a rapid resource project office aimed at eliminating bureaucratic delays and stimulating economic growth, reflecting a growing impatience for immediate results in the energy sector. Smith's proposal also emphasizes the importance of Indigenous consultation. Carney's plan stresses meaningful engagement with Indigenous communities, a principle that Smith's project must uphold to ensure legitimacy. The participation of Indigenous peoples in energy projects is crucial for building trust and fostering long-term partnerships, particularly given the historical context of marginalization in resource development discussions. The Pathways Alliance project represents a significant investment in Canada's energy future, striving to balance economic development with environmental stewardship. By leveraging Alberta's resources to fund decarbonization efforts, the project seeks a sustainable model for resource management that aligns with national climate goals. However, it underscores the challenges of aligning federal and provincial priorities, particularly regarding infrastructure and energy policy. The project's success hinges on collaboration and clear communication among all levels of government and stakeholders. Carney's reluctance to fully embrace Smith's proposal may reflect broader political considerations, including opposition from provinces like British Columbia and Quebec, which have their own energy policies. Navigating these interprovincial dynamics requires careful negotiation and a willingness to find common ground. The federal government's ability to mediate consensus among provinces is critical for advancing national infrastructure projects. The ongoing debate showcases differing visions for Canada's energy future. Carney emphasizes a balanced approach with environmental safeguards, while Poilievre advocates rapid development and reduced regulatory hurdles. Smith's proposal attempts to bridge these perspectives by offering a pragmatic solution that addresses economic and environmental concerns, potentially paving the way for a unified national energy strategy. As discussions continue, the federal government's response to Smith's proposal will be closely monitored. Accepting the plan could reflect a commitment to collaborative federalism, while rejection may signal a preference for centralized decision-making. The outcome will influence public perception of governmental effectiveness in addressing intergovernmental issues and enacting meaningful change. The decisions made now will set precedents for future infrastructure projects and environmental initiatives. Smith's strategic move has reshaped the conversation around energy infrastructure in Canada, challenging the status quo and prompting a reevaluation of how best to achieve the nation's energy and environmental goals. Her approach underscores the importance of practical solutions in addressing national challenges. The coming months will reveal whether the federal government is willing to embrace collaboration or whether political considerations will hinder progress. The decision will not only impact Alberta's energy sector but also set a precedent for navigating economic development and environmental responsibility. Stakeholders across the country are watching closely, recognizing the potential for this debate to shape Canada's future trajectory. In this evolving landscape, the interplay between provincial initiatives and federal policies will be crucial. Smith's proposal serves as a catalyst for dialogue, encouraging a reevaluation of existing frameworks and the exploration of innovative solutions. As Canada strives to balance economic growth with environmental sustainability, collaborative efforts and open communication will be key. The future of Canada's energy policy may depend on the outcome of this pivotal debate, as stakeholders acknowledge the urgent need for a cohesive and effective approach to energy management and environmental stewardship. As the political landscape shifts, public engagement in these discussions is vital. Citizens' voices, particularly from affected communities, will influence the narrative around energy projects. Grassroots movements advocating for environmental justice and sustainable development are gaining traction, compelling policymakers to consider broader societal impacts. The success of initiatives like the Pathways Alliance will depend not only on political will, but also on public support and trust. In conclusion, the intersection of energy policy, economic imperatives, and environmental responsibility defines a critical juncture for Canada. The decisions made in the coming months will reverberate through the political landscape and influence the nation's trajectory for years to come. As Premier Smith, Prime Minister Carney, and other stakeholders navigate this intricate web of interests, the need for a balanced, inclusive, and forward-thinking approach becomes increasingly clear. The future of Canada's energy sector hinges on collaboration, innovation, and a shared commitment to building a sustainable and prosperous future for all Canadians.